My father, David Lafayette Hiatt, was an amazing person. I thought that I would kind of limit myself to a couple of main topics. He was a well-known attorney in the town of Mount Airy and the county in Surrey County. And he was a young lawyer, I guess you might say a struggling young lawyer, trying to raise his young family during the days that are referred to as the Great Depression in the early 1930s. I believe it was what is referred to in history as the 1929 crash, which was the real beginning of the Great Depression. His law office burned. And that's about all I know about it, because I was of course very young, having been born in December of 1927. So all I know is history and the fact that the building where his office was located burned, which must have been quite a setback for his legal business. I do remember some of my very early days of school, and back when the first years of my schooling, parents had to purchase the school books. This was back before the free textbook program was instituted. And I remember that when they began the free textbook program, they asked children to bring their textbooks from home and donate them to the school. I don't remember what the final outcome of that was, but I know at first my father was reluctant to give up the books that he had worked so hard to buy. And I was too young to remember exactly what the outcome was, but I know my dad has always been a supporter of education. He served on the school board a number of years in his later years. If my memory's right, he was on the Flat Rock High School board. And just a little side note, at one season of time he was involved in politics. He was chairman of the county, the Surrey County Republican Party. I don't know exactly how long he served in that capacity. His greatest contribution would be the rearing of his family and his service to his fellow men, not only in his legal profession, but in his religious leadership. He served as a counselor to 4 different mission presidents in the Central Atlantic States Mission. He served as counselor to J. Robert Price, who was the first mission president in the Central Atlantic States Mission. He also served as counselor to President Henry A. Smith, to President Claude W. Nalder, and George Z. Aposhin. covering a period of 14 years in that position. When the Greensboro Stake was organized in September of 1961, he was the patriarch of the Greensboro Stake and later became patriarch in the Statesville, North Carolina Stake, which later had a name change to the Winston-Salem, North Carolina Stake. As a patriarch, he gave more than 2,000 patriarchal blessings to members of the church, not only members of the stake, but in surrounding areas where members lived that did not have patriarchs in their organization, because they were not yet organized into stakes. One of my fond memories about his serving as a patriarch is I was called to be a patriarch in 1980, and he and I both were serving as stake patriarchs in the Winston-Salem, North Carolina stake for a period of 4 years. He informed me that he had a request to do a blessing to his granddaughter, Cynthia Hiatt, and he felt that he would not be able to give that blessing because he said he was afraid he might just collapse. I suggested to him that he must do that blessing. He was having some difficulty with his tape recorder. I told him I would come and run his tape recorder, and that Cynthia could sit on a footstool and he could sit in his comfortable upholstered chair, and I would come and run the tape recorder. He agreed to that, and Cynthia's blessing was the last one that he gave. He gave her a beautiful blessing, something that I would not have deprived him or her of, and was great to be present when he delivered that final patriarchal blessing of his many years of experience of doing it. He was a marvelous man. I rejoice in being able to speak about my parents who gave me life and gave me the background for my experience as a parent, as a father, and also as a patriarch. I thank God for my blessing.